Welcome back to Unbound Chapters Podcast. I'm Sandra.
I'm Isabel.
Finally, we're coming back with video. To preface, the book that we're going to be talking about, it is book 3 of the series. Book 1 is called How Does It Feel? Book 2 is What Did You Do? And book 3 is Where Did You Go? I just saw this one. What is this?
I don't know.
Me neither. So the third book is called Where Did You Go? It is the Infatuated Fae series by, what would you say? Would you say Jeneane? I don't think it's like Jeneane. I think it's Jeneane, right?
Yeah.
Okay. By Jeneane O'Reilly. Real quick, some backstory. You should definitely go read book 1 and book 2. But it's about this girl. Her name is Callie. She's a human, but her mom kind of had a little thing with a god, and obviously it resulted in 2 children, her and her younger sister. Apparently when gods, this type of god, he's like Artemis. Do you say Artemis?
Yeah.
The Artemis can choose which child they give their powers to, or give a portion of their powers to, or something like that. And he ended up giving it to her younger sister. Don't really know exactly why, but she kind of talks a little bit in this book. But so he ended up giving it to her younger sister, and then he kind of just dipped out of their life. The mom doesn't really talk about them, that kind of thing. And basically her and her sister were playing one day. She saw Faye, and she kind of like befriended them a little bit. And sometime later, her mom and her sister ended up getting into a car accident, and she was left alone, obviously. And she kept in contact with the Fae that she had. Well, she didn't see the Fae. She saved a Fae. She saved this Fae woman from like a bird or something like that, and then to like repay the kindness, the Fae woman was like seeing her often and that kind of thing, bringing her son to like play with her and those kinds. And then fast forward, she's a lot older. She like starts to work for this woman. She's like an assassin pretty much. She's just like killing people. And she gets older, she becomes a scientist, and she moves to this place. Is it like, not Willow Springs, like what is it?
I don't even remember.
Oh, I just know it's in Michigan because I'm from Michigan. But she ends up moving to this little unheard of really town because there's this butterfly that she really likes that migrates there for some reason. And anyway, she moves there. Doesn't really get into too much with like the people in the town, just kind of like does her scientific stuff. And then she ends up stepping into a fairy ring. You don't know what happens there. You know, she gets transported to the Fae realm, and she's like, hell yeah. Yeah, so she's in the Fae realm. Anyway, she gets kidnapped. She's with like, there's like Seelie and Unseelie. She gets kidnapped by Unseelie people, and she's like in a dungeon, and it's like a creature, and she's like tormented, and she ends up going bonkers, and she kills it. And
well, I would give a trigger warning for at least the first book. The first part,
she kind of gives a trigger warning too.
Scared me.
I was not scared, but
so for me, it was intense. The torture, and it scared me a little bit. So with at least the first one, I would give a trigger warning. The rest of it, I had no problem. Literally, the rest of the book was fine. Just the part where she was in the prison.
Yeah.
Really got to me.
Yeah, she's in the prison. She ends up befriending this little mouse, this little brown mouse, and it talks to her, obviously, because she's in the Fae realm, and those kinds of things. She meets the Unseelie prince, Shadow Daddy. Yeah, and
he's like, I know you're faking it. You can't fool me. And she's like, just...
Yeah, she's like, yeah. And he's like, you've been sent here to like kill me. She's like, no, I have not.
I don't even know who
Yeah, she's like, I don't know, like, you think so highly of yourself. I have no idea who you are.
I didn't know Faye existed until yesterday.
Which was totally a lie because, you know,
she's
been
such
working
a good
with...
liar.
She's so
convincing. Good. Like, we didn't know that she knew about Faye in the first book until, like, much later. Like, almost the end of the book. Basically, the second book we didn't know.
Yeah.
I think... It was really, really good. Sorry if we spoiled that. But... yeah, I really, really liked the first 2 books.
Yeah. Like, she read the first book, and then... So I didn't read it. I was reading other books at the time, and then the second book was coming out, and I was like, all right, I'll read the first book, and then I read the second book, and then we had to wait so long. I was like, it's coming out. Yeah, I was like, it's coming out in January. We can do it. But yeah, she's kidnapped by the Unseelie Prince, and
she basically, like, successfully seduces, not in a sexual way. She, like, friendship seduces, like, oh, poor me, I'm so weak, I'm so helpless.
Yeah, but he definitely loves that she can, like, fight.
Yeah, but he sensed something in her soul that was black like him.
He loved it.
So when she finally let it out, he was like, there she is.
When did I get
I like her. I don't know.
Sorry, I just
and of course he falls in love with her, and she's like, oh, I'm here on a mission, I can't fall in love with him. And then of course she does fall for him. They have, like, I don't think there's mates, but again, I think there's just something about their souls that
bonded.
Are tied together.
Yeah.
Well, not yet.
But, like, instead of mates, they say bonded or a soul tie. Yeah. I think words like that, yeah.
And then at the end of the book, she lets it slip that she was actually working for the Seelie Court the whole time. She was sent by the Queen to kill him. And she stabs him in the spot that he told her would successfully kill him.
Yeah.
And then flees to the Seelie Court.
Mm-hmm.
And she assumes he's dead. And we go through most of the second book. I mean, we know he's alive because we get his POV.
Yeah.
But they don't know he's alive until the very end of the second book, which was so funny.
Yeah, and, like, she makes it to the Seelie Court, and, yeah, she's been working with the Queen of the Seelie Court, like, since she was a child. Like, that's who she saved. She saved the Queen of the Seelie Court from the Queen of the Unseelie Court.
Yeah.
Who was trying to kill her all those years ago when she was a child. And I don't want to tell him, like, that one part, but... yeah. You know, I don't want to say that because I want them to read it. But, yeah, so, yeah, she goes to the Seelie Court. Yeah, I was literally like...
yeah,
what?
She's trying to become a Seelie royal.
Mm-hmm.
And she's still kind of working for the Queen, but at the same time, she's like, I realized how strong I am being in the Unseelie, so I don't want to be doing this anymore.
Yeah.
And she was like, you're going to marry my son because I'm pretty sure you're the descendant. You're the actual Artemy descendant.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh yeah, I am. Because she has this animal thing.
Yeah.
Like, animals are drawn to her. They listen to her.
Yeah, her sister gave her a little bit of the power one day when they were going out to play. Yeah. Or when she was going out to play and her mom and her sister were going to, like, town or something like that.
And
which would be crazy, like, a 2-year-old or 3-year-old having these immense powers, like, that would be hard.
Yeah. And then, there's a Civil War type thing going on. There's these... what are they called?
The Fallen, I think.
The Fallen. They are neither Seelie nor Unseelie. And they just don't agree with both courts. So they kind of are like...
they're like rebels.
Yeah. They kind of fuck up or mess up both places.
You hit that first F-bomb! I really was practicing.
They hit both places equally. Mostly the Seelie court because of the Queen.
Yeah. She's
kind
of like she's too evil to be Seelie.
She has a good poker face and she has a pretty face, so most of her subjects are like, "Oh, Queen, we love you," but really, she's evil. Yeah, she's dark, really evil, dark bitch. And yeah, and like the second book, yeah, she's kind of like reunited with. Don't we even get some of the Queen's POV in the second book?
Yeah, we get stuff from the past. Yeah, the second book, there's like past and present things. The queen tells us a story about the past, about how she had an affair with the Unseelie King and all this other.
They made a pact to kill their significant
Yeah,
others.
they're like, I'll kill my husband, you kill your wife, and then we can be together and we can like unite the Seelie and Unseelie people and all those kinds of things. So
she did it.
Yeah, and like because of this, her son and the Unseelie prince, whose mother and father are dead, they ended up like growing up to like hate each other, which I feel like was just she just wanted them to hate each other. She just didn't want her son to have happiness, pretty much. She just wanted them to like hate each other. But yeah, we have some we don't hear from the Unseelie prince for a long time in the book, but yeah, I forgot some of the things that happened, but does she end up going back to the human realm in the first book and then goes back in the second book?
Who?
Callie.
She never goes back.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking about when she was trying to find it, when like in the rain and the whole telescope thing, and she went out by herself, and that's how she stumbled upon.
That was the beginning.
Yeah, I was
the first one.
Yeah, I was mixing them up, but somewhere in the second book, a lot of stuff goes down, and she's like.
End of the first one, she ends up back in the human realm, doesn't she? Doesn't she wake up in a hospital bed and then Eli's there?
Yes, I thought something like that.
But then she goes to the Seelie court. Anyways.
Yeah, there is a hospital and there is other kinds of things, but at some point, I forgot how it happens. Maybe you can remind me. Why does she go to prison? Does the queen send her to prison in the second book? Why is she in prison?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. She started getting smoke. They were like, why do you have his powers? Either he's alive or your alchemy abilities have taken it in. And I think she started to like go against the queen, and the queen was like, lock her up.
Yeah, like, you work for me, you need to listen to me. And
this girl's just trying to get the other half of her heart back.
Oh yeah, we forgot to say that. Yeah, for like
the queen was like, I'll give you the rest of your heart. Well, she took her heart to dampen her powers, which she didn't know she didn't have any.
Yeah.
And then she was like, I'll give you your heart back if you do all these things for me. Mm-hmm. She was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then you can also be royal.
Yeah, you can marry my son, your childhood best friend, your crush, your love. You've loved him for so long, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, she's in this prison that's like she's very high up, and there's no 4 walls. There's 3 walls. 2 on the side, 1 in the front. The back is just all open to like the elements, animals, whatever. And for like torture,
they can't hurt her because she's an assassin.
Yeah.
So she's used to pain. So they use her animal powers against her.
Yeah, so she just has to watch these animals literally being killed and dying as like a punishment. But old Eli comes and they do like a little rescue mission. There's other things, but I really can't remember. Like what happened in the second book.
There was a dragon, there was a bunch of other animals. There was a bunch of what are they called again? The Forsaken? Fallen.
The Fallen is the rebel people. They
are attacking the castle led by the sister, the Seelie princess.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Found out that she's like a leader of the Fallen.
Which she was a secret bitch. Like she was she outwardly acted like a bitch, but she was just trying to make her mom like not focus on her as much, I guess. When she was actually leading the whole
cause, yeah.
So they are attacking the castle, and we learn through Mindex's POV that he's
the Unseelie prince.
He's been in the Seelie.
He was also in the
court like the whole time.
Well, he was in this other realm too.
Well, yeah, but after that, while she's inside the castle, he's there the whole time in the shadows, just watching her, and
she's also like falling for Eli because like Mendex isn't there. Eli was kind of like her first love, and you know, like,
but he like expects things from her that she can no longer give.
Yeah. So, he's there, and she feels him. She's like, wait a minute, did I just like see him? I just feel like he just like watches her sleep. He's like, how long can I stare at her?
He touches her. He kisses her,
which is creepy when you're talking about out loud. But like when you're reading it, you're like, oh my gosh, I love you. Yeah, like of course, if you were to tell me that like your boyfriend just like snuck in your house and watched you sleep, like I would be like, okay, that's really weird.
Be terrified.
Yeah, but like when you're reading about it, you're like, oh, what? That's so sweet. Yeah. So, but anyway,
really cute. He's just like, she didn't even know I'm alive. I'm right here. And he stayed out of sight for a really long time. And then he came back during the war.
Yeah, Eli and Walter are there. Walter is like a cousin to Mendex.
But he's like a brother.
Yeah. And Walter is the brown mouse, actually. So she befriended him. Yeah. Walter's a shapeshifter. Okay. But he is the brown mouse in the first book. Okay. Yeah. He can also change it to the fox because there was two foxes. I don't think the sister was a fox. Was the sister a fox? There was two foxes in the first book.
The sister and Eli.
But was it the sister? Why would she be there? I don't think she liked. They said it, but yeah, Walter is a shapeshifter.
They weren't there for her. He went and she followed.
Yeah. But yeah, Walter is a shapeshifter, so he can pretty much do whatever he wants. But yeah, Walter and Eli are there, and they're kind of like,
we need to get her heart back.
Yeah, we need to do this now. We need to be married. We need to do all these other things. We need to subdue my mom. And she's like, I'm literally killing her. And he was like, you can't kill my mom. Let me just put her in prison. She's like,
she's dead.
And she's like, okay.
Gut her.
Yeah, I'm going to kill her. But, before all of that, she meets the man who ended up training her when she was younger, and I guess he was, like, not a good guy at all, and, yeah, she ended up killing him with the freaking dragon talon, or dragon claw, which is badass.
That was fun to read.
Yeah, so they, she's kind of talking to Eli and Walter, yada yada, and she gets shot. She's, like, really dying now, and they end up making it to the castle. Old Mendex appears, and she's like, oh, what?
They also learn that not only is her life tied to Eli's, she is bonded to Mendex.
Yeah. So, like, Eli and her have, like, soul ties, so if he dies, she dies. If she dies, he dies. That kind of thing, and we can't have either one of them die because they have stuff to do, you know? They gotta get through it. But they end up going back to the castle, and Mendex and Callie are reluctantly left outside alone while while Walter and Eli are going to get her heart. And Mendex is like, come on, let's just go to the portal. They're fine. Like, just come with me. And anyway, they end up getting her heart. The queen is there, you know. She puts the heart in. She's connected, and they're like, you might have all these powers, like, we better be careful, like, what's gonna happen? And she said, I'm a human! Surprise! And yeah, the queen is like, gotcha. This is impossible. What do you mean? Like, you have, like, the gift, and yada yada. She's like, you didn't want to say that part, but, like, you got the wrong sister. I'm just a human, and haha, joke's on you, and now I'm gonna kill you. And boy, does she. She kills her. After the queen... fucking Walter spoiler, after she kills Walter, like, I really liked Walter. Yeah, she ended up killing the queen. Eli is just like, bro, like, she's supposed to go to, like, to the jail. You're not supposed to kill her. I can't believe you killed my mom, and blah blah blah. And then we have the third book.
Yeah, it ends there. Starts with the third book. It's a few weeks later.
So she's now starting
book 3.
Okay? Start. Called Where Did You Go? By Jeneane O'Reilly. Infatuated Fae, book 3. Okay? So, her, Eli, and Mendex. Oh, and by the way, Eli and Mendex hate each other. Okay? I know we mentioned a little bit, but, like, they do not like each other.
One of them's king of the Seelie Court, the Sunshine Court. The other one's part of the Unseelie Court, the Dark Shadows Court. Mm-hmm. So they're naturally enemies.
They don't like each other.
But then their moms also pit them against each other their entire lives. So...
And they both love the same girl.
Yeah.
Which is Callie. So now they're, like... They're 6'5". She mentioned it in this, that they're 6'5". She's like 5 foot something, and they are 6'5".
Yeah.
Do you know how tall 6'5" is?
No.
Are you fucking with me?
I don't think I've ever seen it in person.
I've seen it on... One of my exes was 6'4", but he was also really, really skinny. These guys aren't, like, skinny, so I feel like it looks a little bit different. But that's really freaking tall. Like, insanely tall. You know? But anyway, they should always be carrying her. What are they doing? You know, I mean, I get it, like, you don't want to be carried, but, like, carry me right now.
Yes.
Because they're huge. But anyway,
the first chapter started strong.
Yeah, the first chapter, she's arguing with this person about getting some straw or some hay because she just needs enough to make a bed or two, and they're like, I'm not giving it to you. These are for the horses, like the mares. All those people inside are the fallen, like they will kill me if their animals, like, are not taken care of. She's really annoyed by it.
Yeah, and everyone at this point knows that a human killed the queen, so they know who she is.
Yeah, they know who she is, and humans aren't supposed to be in the Fae realm, so that's already not good.
What do they call her? Short life?
Yeah. Yeah, she's called Short Life. Yeah. Oh, no, Quick Life.
Quick Life.
Yeah, Quick Life, because she's a human, and humans have quick lives compared to, you know, the Fae. But, yeah, she's really annoyed, and I just thought it was funny, she, like, told the horse she was, like, bite him or something, and the horse ends up actually listening to her, whether it's just coincidence or the little animal power that she has, but, yeah, so she doesn't get the hay, she goes back to this, like, not tavern, but, like, tavern inn, B&B, I don't know.
I would call it a tavern.
Okay.
There's rooms upstairs.
Yeah, so... She ends up going back to the place, and she's empty-handed. She goes up to the room, and of course, Mendex and Eli are arguing in the room together. And yeah, she goes into the room. Well, looks like I don't have anything for a bed. And like, okay, well, I'll sleep with her. No, I'm gonna sleep with her. You sleep on the floor. And she's just like, oh my god. I'd be like, you two sleep together. I'll sleep on the floor. And they're like, no. So they're all, like, arguing about who's gonna sleep with her and, like, not like, sleep with her, but, like,
I'm too tired
in the same bed. Yeah, she's like, I'm just gonna lay in this bed. You do whatever the hell you want. And Mendex gets in the bed with her.
Of course he does, because he's the shadow.
He's the best one.
He really is.
He's the best choice.
Every time Eli speaks, I just want him to shut up.
And also, in my head, Eli's got red hair. He's totally a redhead, but he's not. He has blonde hair in the book. Where did I think red hair came from?
I don't know.
Yeah. Like, he has blonde hair, but like, in my head, he's got red hair. But anyway, yeah, so Mendex gets in the bed with her. They're just, like, not really doing anything, just, like, chit-chat. Not really much.
He's spooning her, and Eli's still talking to him. He's like, get out of the bed. I'm sleeping there. And he's like, I'm already comfy, and he pulls her in.
Yeah.
And then
Eli gets in the bed.
No. He gets in the bed, and he pulls her.
They're literally already all together in the bed. Just close your eyes, right?
He pulls her to his side, and then
now
pulls
they're
her
facing each other.
Him.
Yeah.
And then he just starts kissing her. And Mendex, he gets angry, of course.
Yeah.
Because he just saw his
That's
girl
his woman.
kissing someone else.
Yeah.
So he gets up and he said, this is your fault. You better thank her or worship her or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then he leaves.
And you're like a little ruckus. People screaming, shouting. He comes back. Homie's got a bed. He's like, I got a bed. Here, put it on the floor.
Eli sleeps on the bed, on the floor. And Mendex sleeps with Callie.
Yeah, he just says, my woman, my bed, sleep on the floor, fox. Yeah, that was really funny. So, eventually, you know, they're, like, bickering. They're just like, get on the floor. This is my bed.
That would annoy me. me
God,
so much.
It was so funny though. Like,
but I feel like I would prefer the bed on the floor by the fireplace than the bed in the middle of the room.
But
I want to be warm.
Yeah. Anyway, I want to read this part real quick. He says, Menix is like, thank her. Eli's like, what? He goes, thank her. And he's like, well, why should I thank her? And he's like, pray and kneel to Calypso for each and every day that you lived, because she's the only, let me repeat, the only thing prolonging your marked little life.
Also, Callie is her nickname that she goes by.
Yeah.
Her full name is Calypso.
Yeah, I forgot that I actually read Calypso on that one. Yeah. So he's saying thank you, but he's like kissing her, which is obviously gonna make Menix mad. But, yeah, it's.
Then they finally go to bed after all of that, and they wake up the next morning, and it's Mendek's point of view. And he
calls him a
there.
peppy Fae. He's like a peppy Fae's face. I hate seeing his face.
So he's laying with Callie, and he's like enjoying it. He's sniffing her, hugging her, all this stuff. And then he looks down and he sees Eli sleeping. He was like,
he's sleeping so peacefully.
I can't stand the little shit. So he just lets his smoke out a little bit and chokes him with it. And then Callie wakes up and she's like, oh my gosh, Eli, are you okay?
She's like,
and
I know what you did.
No, you can't get out of bed. And she's like, I saw you. I saw what you did. Let me go.
Yeah.
I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, me too. He was like, he's gonna die somehow. Like, I'm gonna kill him. Like, he needs to die. Like, they're friends, but, like, they don't want to be friends. Yeah. Like, I hate this person, but, like, dang it. But anyway, they are,
they're on the quest.
Yeah, they've been summoned by the Fates. Well, yeah, it was her father first.
Well, her father wrote on behalf of the Fates.
Yeah, her father sent a letter saying pretty much like, you're breaking the rules. A, you're a human in the Fae realm, and B, you have two people that are connected to you. You have a soul tie and you have a bonded, which is not allowed, so you're breaking all the rules. So you're being summoned, and at the end of this summons, one of them is going to die. Yeah, like, one of you is going to die, or all of you. All parties involved are going to die. So now they're like, well, you're going to die. He's like, well, no, Menix, you're going to die because I'm more important. And they're like, you're going to die. Yeah, so.
The whole time, Callie's in her mind, she's like, I'm going to die.
Yeah, she's like, I'm just going to kill myself because neither one of them should die for what I have brought into this realm. So, like,
and I can go
I'll
see
just
my
die.
Sister.
Yeah.
I should just
Fae have die.
Fae Royal heaven.
Yeah.
So they finally get up, they continue their trek. They're hungry and cold because it's just a miserable place where they are.
Yeah, suddenly they get to the in-between. Like, I feel like it just kind of happened. You know?
I don't remember. Anyways, they're, trudging through. They're supposed to go to this lake. And when they get there, they'll find a scroll with further instructions.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trudging along. It's really cold. So they, they're still bickering back and forth the whole time. And they get to the cave. I feel like I'm missing something, but they get to the cave.
Okay. Before they get to the lake. Yeah, they're just walking for a long time. They're in the in-between somehow, some way. This is literally chapter 3. They're somehow in, like, the in-between, but it's, like, winter there, and even though it's not as cold as the human realm, she's not properly dressed for, like, winter time, and, because her soul is tied with Eli's, he's, like, sunshine and warmth, he should be able to, like, warm her up a little bit, but
the bond and the tie are killing Callie because she's human and it's not natural to have both of those.
Yeah. So
both Menix and Eli are channeling power into her.
Yeah.
Which weakens them and keeps her alive.
Yeah, so it's not unbearable to the point where she can't, like, move and function, but it's still not comfortable.
Yeah. So
and it's hard,
but slower than normal.
Yeah, and they're just still
miserable,
bickering and doing all these little fighting things. Yeah, they get to the cave.
They find a cave. Mm-hmm. They decide, let's camp here for the night. They set up a campfire. They don't have any food, so they can't eat.
They forget that she needs to eat way more than they need to eat. And she doesn't tell them that, like, her rations are, like...
She ran out of food
She has no rations, and she's hungry, and they're just, like, annoyed, obviously.
Yeah. Then they... Do they do anything other than just go to sleep? I can't remember.
I think something happens before the cave. He hears Eli hears a ruckus, and he's just like, oh, like, stay with me, Callie, like, he can go on ahead, and he's like, well, I have to pee. No. Yeah.
Yeah, they're leaving the tavern there before the cave. They're just walking through the forest, and Eli's a fox shifter, so he can hear things better than other Fae.
Yeah.
So he's walking along, he hears something, he's like, oh, that sounds big, and then he hears it again, and it's closer, and he was like, that sounds like something we need to hide from. So he was like, I need to pee. And
he's like, I need to pee. She's like,
and Mendax is like,
right.
Sure, fine, Callie, let's go. And he was like, no, watch me. And she said, excuse me. He said,
yeah, he's like, what did I just say? He's like, this is not how I'm gonna keep this girl. She's like, ew.
I'm so glad it was his POV.
Yeah.
Reading his internal thoughts was really funny. She was like, that's gross.
Yeah, she's like, go pee, weirdo. He's like, no, watch me. He's like, yo, what did I just say?
Yeah, and he was like, no, just come with me. And she like,
he's like, Callie's, she's gonna hold my stuff, you go on ahead. Yeah.
And she eventually agrees.
Oh, also, Mendex, you and your tiny COCK are on your own. He's like, you got my sympathy if you lose it in the snow.
Yeah, and Callie goes with him, and he was like, I didn't want to tell you this in front of Mendex, but last time we went pee together, he was looking at my
junk, he said.
Thing, and he said it looked like a troll's foot. Because he has a troll's foot. He has a foot fetish. He has a foot fetish.
And she's like, yo, you are a liar.
Yeah,
he's like, no, it's true.
She's like, what are you talking about, you weirdo?
Yeah, he called it a shade foot. He's like, it's like an ogre, but they only have one large leg with one giant foot.
She's like, your thing looks like a foot?
Yeah, she's like, you expect me to believe he's eyeing your man junk and it's like a giant foot. Yeah. He's like, oh god. He's like, well, last time it's like, yeah, and she's like, you're a liar pretty much. And then yeah, he's like, get in this tree. She's like, what? And he's like, get in this tree.
He's like, just climb it.
Yeah, so she ends up getting in the tree, and he's climbing in after her, and he's, like, pushing her up this tree. And then she's like, okay, what's going on? Something is definitely wrong, and...
Then she finally hears it.
Yeah, and...
Some shrieking beast.
Yeah, she hears... It's like a giant spider, isn't it?
Yeah, like an ice
Yeah, it's
spider.
like a giant ice spider, and it's massive, and...
Sounds creepy.
She's worried about Mendex. He's like, he'll be fine. Just get in the tree. It's all right. It's good. And
the whole time he's thinking, I'm glad he's gonna die.
Yeah, like, this man is gonna die, and I'm gonna have
her.
her. We don't need to go see the Fates. We solved their problem. Yeah. And, wait, what is that?
He mentions how this spider-like creature, like, no one that's met it has survived.
I also have to read this part. This is when he's telling her to go up the tree, and he's just like, I'll drag you up by your pretty throat. And then he was like, you pervert! You liked that! He's like, you are turned on. She's like, what? No. And he was like, I can smell it. She's like, who's the pervert now? You can smell that? But he was like, you liked me threatening you.
Yeah, he was really annoying.
He's like,
in the
he
second
was like
book,
panicking though.
He was
yeah,
so
in the third
funny.
Book, he's hilarious.
He's got the jokes. He's quick. He's quick. I mean, he's not very good at it, but he's quick with it.
Yeah,
and it's funny.
Yeah, so he was just like, not only do all these nice things, like, give you my shirt or let you have the bed and yada yada, but when I threaten you is when you're turned on. He's like, you little pervert. Oh, gosh.
He's like, you are twisted in the head.
But yeah, and then he was like, oh, well, I'm a fox shifter and you're a scientist. Look how much you know about foxes, like, mating habits. Like, he kind of called her out, like, low blow. But anyway, yeah, she ends up getting in the tree. It's really, really loud. She's like, okay, well, Mendex, obviously, he's like, has no cover. He cannot do anything.
He also hasn't turned to acknowledge this thing yet.
Yeah, and she was like, you did it on purpose. You heard it coming. And she's just like, pretty much, you need to help him. And
he's like, just close your eyes until it's over.
He's incapable of loving you. He deserves to die. He needs to die. And she's, of course, And the monster is like, the creature is like getting closer. And of course she like screams, which the creature's just like, found my next target. Let me go back to this one.
He's like, well, now we're going to be dead.
Yeah, and Eli is just like, okay, Callie, don't look. And he's like, oh, he's got seconds left. It's going to kill him. And then it doesn't.
He starts like beating the monster. He's like,
wait a
minute. Hit him in the face. He was like, how did he?
Yeah, like, Mendex is winning, and then he's like, oh no, Callie, like, don't watch. Oh, he got him in the stomach. Oh, he doesn't have long now. And he's like, this mother, he's actually fighting this creature. Yeah, God, it was... Yeah, he's just like, oh no, he's not doing good. And meanwhile, he's, like, not doing bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... that was really funny. Yeah, so the creature did some kind of icicle thing, and Mendex ended up using it.
Yeah, put it.
And there's like a creature in its belly, like
not a creature,
human, some kind of. It looks human-esque. Just like in his stomach, you can like see through it, which is like gross.
Mendex used the icicles to climb his way up, and he's like shanking this spider.
Yeah.
But then the spider gets the upper hand and stabs him through the shoulder, and he's stuck in the ground, and he can't get back up.
Yeah, and then
his powers are waning. So
old Eli, the good guy that he is, starts to feel guilty. I guess I'll go save him.
She'll never forgive me.
Yeah, and of course he says, "Hey, ugly Fuck." Of course. Mendex and the creature look, and he was like, I was actually talking about the creature, but yeah, of course Mendex, as he's dying, where's Calypso? My lover. Yeah, and he's just like, it's alright. But he ends up using a little bit, like, pretty much last of his powers to create, like, a hot fire orb.
Yeah.
To
kill it.
Yeah, attack the creature.
And it worked.
Yeah. Before that, he did get his face.
Yeah, the
pinched,
monster
like the pinchers.
Was kind of winning a little bit.
Yeah, against Eli.
Well,
I mean, yeah, Mendex too, but yeah, it's like squeezing him, and it's oof.
Yeah.
I don't want my cheeks pinched by this big giant creature, but yeah, he ends up killing the creature, and the creature is dead, and then Mendex is like, you should have left me. Like, I would have left you. Like, literally, I would have left you. And he was like, I thought a little more. I thought, like, more proudly of you for, like, setting this up. Like, that was pretty good. You took her away out of the danger just so I could die. Like, that was pretty good. But you didn't have it in you because you didn't let me die.
Yeah,
so like, take it all back.
You. No matter how much time I spend with you, I'm still Sealy. And he rips the ice out of his shoulder.
And kicks his shoulder. Yeah, he's just like... Ugh.
Best remember that, bud.
Yeah, it was so funny. He says, for a moment, I almost forgot myself. It seems just being in your presence has polluted my character. I don't like you. I actually freaking hate you. That was from Eli talking to Mendex, yeah. God, it's just...
Then they keep walking, and then they get to the cave.
Yeah.
And they go to bed.
Well, he also mentions that, he's met her father before, and her father and his father were, like, best friends, so they're gonna choose me to live over you, so, like, it doesn't even matter, you're gonna die anyway, and then I don't need to kill you, my hands will be clean when I marry her. Yeah, they do go to the cave.
Yeah, they bicker some more, of course, gather firewood, make a fire. They have
She's
nothing
talking
to cook
about
on the fire.
She's going to kill her father. And she's just like,
you're like, keeps trying to talk her out of it. He's like,
yeah, just
why don't you just ask him questions first? She's like, on sight, he's dead.
Yeah.
On
sight.
He was like, just ask a question first.
Yeah.
She said, no.
What questions? Where is he for the last, 22, 23 years?
He's the reason my sister's dead. No.
Yeah, he just dipped. Not only made one kid,
gave a baby
made 2 kids.
The powers of the most powerful Fae. And then dipped.
Yeah.
On sight.
Yeah, she's like, right when I get to... Are you calling it Mirai?
Show me. Morai?
I'm just saying Morai.
Moray is what I was saying.
Oh. But yeah, they need to go there. Like, that's where they've been talked. But then he's just like, yeah, just talk to him first, get some closure. And she was like, I was your mother's assassin in the human realm. Why do I need to talk? Like, yeah, and he's just like, leave it alone. Like, you don't need to do anything. And he's just like, oh, you're right. Both of my parents are dead. I mean, pretty much, her father's pretty much dead to her, you know? He's not a father to her. But, yeah, she's just like...
ascended, and he can't really leave from wherever that means.
Yeah. So, they were just, like, hungry, tired, whatever, and they're just, like, pretty much just, like, go to sleep. So, they're all 3 separated. Eli is giving her his shirts because he can create warmth, but it's not a lot because he's used up all of his powers to kill that creature. So, like, as he's sleeping, she's, like, putting his shirts back on him. And she's like, oh, nice and cute, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then Mendex is awake.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so Mendex is awake. She's awake. She goes over there. They're just, like, talking. You know. Nothing.
Then they're not.
Yeah.
Then they're smooching.
Yeah, they're sucking face.
And then they're doing more than sucking face.
Yeah, poor Eli
Eli's
is right over there sleeping. Okay,
Jinx.
Jesus Christ. Sleeping. Fire's going. The mood is getting right. And they're kissing.
They just bang one out. Right there in the cave with an audience. Yeah,
she is.
He was like, or Mendex was like, tell me that you'll love me in every lifetime no matter what happens or something like that. She was like, forever, I love you.
Yeah. Which, I don't know, I still can't talk while I'm doing things.
Either.
But, like...
reading about it sounds nice, but I
just can't... I just can't do it.
To me.
Yeah, don't speak to me at all. Especially when I'm trying to do my thing. Don't
distract me.
Talk to me. Yeah. Like, you're easy, but, like, I need to focus.
Yeah.
I need you to please shut up. Don't ask me questions.
I saw a video the other day. It was funny. Guys have to focus not to, and girls have to focus to.
Yeah. Like, it's really, really annoying. She's... Yeah, it's... Yeah, pretty good.
They had a good sesh.
You can read about it.
And then they're done, and they turn around. Eli boy is gone.
Yeah, and like before that, when Mendex is like, he's just like, I'll kill him for you. Like, I'll kill your dad. I got this. Which is so nice.
Which is what got her going in the first place. Because she's like, gets me.
He understands.
He speaks to my soul. He would kill anyone. He would not kill anyone.
And she was like, who will you kill for me? everyone.
Who would you not kill for me?
Yeah.
Everyone.
He's like, I will never kill another soul to have you. Like, just like, yo, that's Mendex. You're warming up here.
Yeah, he's speaking the softness that's inside of him, and it's really cute.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not offering to kill, like, for your desire for you. I am threatening to kill. Like, I will do it.
I liked him before when he was a hard badass, but now that he's like a hard badass and a softie,
like his ice is like getting a little like
so cute.
Yeah, I love Mendex. I mean, Eli is just like
he's so annoying. Like I want him to stop talking. Go away.
Yeah, every time he like tries to like initiate things, I'm just like, ew. I just want to like
when they kissed and she moaned, I was like, stop.
Yeah. Like I just want to like grab his lips and be like, cut it out. Just snatch him up.
Out of here. Just dust him off the book. Get out.
Yeah. Eli, just get out of here.
He's a nice friend.
Yeah,
but
like
stop trying. A partner.
Yeah, it probably could have worked if she didn't see Mendex first. Meet Mendex first.
She would have been lying to herself though, because she went through all the things and she already has the darkness inside.
I know, but I'm saying like if she made it to Sealy instead of Unsealy first, and
yeah, she probably would have.
She definitely would have left. She would have did the affair too, just like Mama did. Well, not her mom,
she definitely would have left and been with Mendex eventually.
And Mendex would have went to her and be like, "Listen, in your castle,
there would have been
in your bed, your husband right there,"
and they would have been like hard eyes, and he would have been like, "Baby girl, come over here,
right here."
Take a seat.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my gosh. Mendex.
Yeah, nothing compares.
Nothing at all. I'll even go as far as say Mendex, Walter, then Eli. We don't even get that much. Walter, that's just like a real, like a friend thing with her and Walter. Like, nothing was there.
But like, it was a little weird that Walter had that whole animal draw thing. Like, he didn't seem completely in control of his emotions. Which he grew to like her, but like he was forced to like her in the beginning, you know?
Yeah. But like he also says this. He was like he's like, your wants sit far beneath my need to possess you. Possess me. I'm not about sharing. But as long as we're not in the room together and you don't tell me that you're going to be with her and I don't smell her on you, we might come to an agreement. But, yeah, she's just like, she just tells him, like, in Mirai, they're going to choose you to die. And he just goes, like,
I'm taking you with me.
You assume at the point that we enter Mirai that there's going to be a choice for me to die. Like, there's not going to be another man to choose from. Eli is going to be dead before we get to Mirai.
As soon as they break it, he's dead.
Yeah, and she's just like, no, you're not allowed to kill him whatsoever. Like, I'm begging you. Like, you cannot kill Eli. And he's just like, he gets, like, cold again. He's like, what makes you think I care at all about your life's happiness? I want you. I don't give a shit about your life happiness. You don't need to be happy. I just want you. So that obviously didn't go over well, but yeah, she's like, I know how much you love me. I can feel it through the bond. You can't hide that as much as you think you can. But, yeah. Anyway, they come to the realization, hey, we're not alone. You have been alone for quite some time. Eli is not there, so they're kind of like panicked. And well, she's panicked. He doesn't care. He's like, well,
God, he's finally gone.
She's leaving, so I guess I have to leave just because she can't go out there alone. But yeah. So they're going to like Lake Sheridan or something like that. Anyway, they leave the cave, and also, fun fact. She's not taking any contraceptive things, and he
scooped it back in.
Yeah, he does not let a single drop.
I'm gonna what is it? I'm gonna not consume. What did he say? He said, I'm gonna possess every part of you like heart, soul, bond, and you're gonna bear my children because you're not getting out of this.
Yeah.
I hope you get pregnant, basically.
Yeah, he's like, the second you tighten around
that felt like a thread.
Yeah. He's like, the second you tighten around it, I'm releasing all of it. It is staying inside.
Yeah, and then he scooped it back in.
Yeah, he's like, you're mine. No, I loved that. That was...
no.
Good job. Don't let a single thing come out.
No.
But, he was like, I hate how she says, oh, sons, all the time. That is a Seelie thing. Unseelie, they ain't got son like the Seelie do. Why are you saying, oh, sons?
She's grown up around Fae.
I know, but, like, girl. But, yeah, and also he fucking damn, no, I said that F word.
Yeah. He
calls her pet all the time, and I'm like, it's annoying.
Yeah, he calls her pet, but he doesn't treat her like a pet.
Yeah, he's like, come on, my pet. Let's go. Come to my side. Like, yeah, that kind of thing. But,
that's the end of it, right? End of 5?
No, it was end of 4.
Oh.
Yeah. So then they're leaving. Just gonna start. Oh, I almost just. This is just. They left the cave. They're trying to go find Eli. They're just assuming that he went ahead to Lake Sheridan.
She's
for some reason
freaking out. She's like, "Oh my gosh, where is he? What's happening?" And he's like, "I can hear him. He's over there. He's fine."
Yeah, his heart's beating a little fast, but he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they make it there. She tries to take off running, which she's got a little legs.
And the snow is deep, so she makes it nowhere.
Yeah. So anyway, they make it there.
She realizes that Mendex has been putting his powers into her because he tries to fly them the rest of the way, and he can't do it because he runs out of juice.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, why would you do that? It's killing me, isn't it? And she realizes that Eli's been doing it too.
Yeah, which really not good because it definitely could have killed her. Eli is very angry that Mendex is doing that and didn't even tell him that he was doing it so he could, like, not do it or
pull back,
come into some sort of cockfight about who gets to put their power into her. But yeah, so they kind of had like a little annoying little thing. But she, they talk about seeing a glasswing butterfly. It's like frozen and dying because it's obviously wintertime and it does not.
Where do these keep coming from and why are they even here if they're
frozen? And Mendex is like, well, it's small. My Luna moths could kill it so easily. It's just a little butterfly.
Mine's bigger.
Yeah, mine is bigger and better, Yeah, but she said she was shocked because the last time she saw the glasswing butterfly, she was with her sister. So she was just like, I haven't seen this butterfly in, 15, I don't know how old she was. How old was she?
Not a clue.
I don't know. I feel like she was like, 6. Sister maybe was like 4. I don't know, something. But, yeah. And also, he's like, oh, well, you missed this girl for like how long she's been gone, how little she was. Like, bro.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't really have empathy.
Yeah.
He says, like, you've been missing her more than she was alive, like, more than you had her. Mm-hmm. And she wanted to be upset, but then she remembered who he was, and she was like, yeah. And then he was like, then he opens up. And he's like,
I miss Walter. I miss my mother. And she's like, oh my gosh.
Sharing.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing it. And she's like, well, that confession, like, surprised me. And, she's like, well, I miss Walter too. And she's like, unfortunately, you're going to miss him more, like, as time goes on. And she was like, yeah, I suppose, like, I'm human.
Then? Oh, sorry. I thought you were...
No, she just said, like, I'll only miss him for, like, another 40 years if I'm lucky. She's like, you're going to miss him for the rest of your life. And he's like, well, maybe only after a few more hours. And then that was the end of 6.
Then they held hands.
Yeah, that was the end of 5. We know Eli is up ahead. Mendex can hear his heart beating. The glasswing butterfly is there. She hasn't seen it since she last saw her sister. And they had a nice moment.
Yep.
In the cave. Hell yes. Yeah. Like, it's not even, like, craziness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, I think it's because I really like the character. Like, I like Mendex, so I'm just like, get it! But yeah, so that was the end of chapter 5.
Yeah. I really liked it.
Me too.
I'm excited to read the rest of it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of annoyed now that we're only doing 5 chapters at a time.
I know.
I want more.
But I feel like the other chapters aren't going to be as long as this one. I mean, for the first, most of it.
80-something pages for me.
Yeah, mine. I feel like it's less. Mine is 63.
Oh.
Yeah, so yours is less.
It was 80 for the different thing.
Oh.
Mine was, I don't know.
But yeah, so obviously this video was a little bit longer because we had to kind of talk a little bit about the first and second book, but...
Which I will put timestamps in the thing.
Look at you.
Okay.
Editor over here. But yeah, so we'll come back pretty soon with the next 5 chapters. And then, yeah. It'll come out this week, I would say. You think?
Yeah.
I mean, today's Tuesday, so
maybe
definitely.
by this weekend. Ish.
Yeah. But yeah. Definitely, I know we talked about, obviously, book 1 and book 2, but go read it.
It's
that's
so
why I'm
good.
gonna
add the timestamps so they can skip if they want to.
Oh, yeah. So, like, when we start talking about book 3, you can stop and, like, go read book 1 and book 2 or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, definitely read it. It was, so yeah, she read it a year before I did, and then...
Oh, so good.
Yeah, and then I don't know why I suddenly started to read it, but you're like, oh, I already read that book, and I was like, yo.
Usually I don't like sequels to books, like they're just not as good as the first one, but I feel like the vibe has kind of been different with each of them, so it's kept it interesting.
Yeah, and I don't like her little dedication in this one, because what do you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, she's like, and to you, I'm sorry, but it had to happen.
Someone's gonna die.
No, it didn't. Yo, if it's Mendex,
she
I'm
already
not
killed
reading book
Walter.
4.
What else is she gonna do?
Yeah, but like, it's Walter. She didn't have a connection with him.
What if she just kills Eli, though?
I'll read book 4 if there's book 4. If she kills Mendex, I'm not reading book 4. Unless I download it. Or buy it. Unless I buy it and see he has a POV.
You still have to download it after you buy it.
That's true. But anyway, 10 out of 10. First 5 chapters. Killed it. Loved it.
Literally first chapter. So good.
Yeah, there's already bickering. Like, they're already fighting, which is hilarious because they're both like 6'5".
Ugh, so good. It's like one bed trope.
What, 2 people?
But 3 people.
Well, I mean, like, it is 3 people, but 2 people are fighting over him. But yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, so as of right now, Eli, his heart's just racing, but he's nearby. He's good. Well, good enough, you know? Yeah. And had a little heart to heart. She saw glasswing butterflies again, and some memories are coming back. She's like, oh, my sister. Which is, like, really sad. Yeah, she wears her ashes around her neck and everything. And also, we just got, like, a random tidbit about her mom. This whole chest tattoo she's got going on.
Yeah, she's mentioned it a few times, so I feel like it has some importance. We're going to learn about it.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I hope we do, because I'm tired of hearing about it with nothing else to go for it.
Yeah. But, yeah. They're about to be at Lake Sheridan, which is their first stop. According to the letter, that was their first stop they need to make it to, and then
get to this
another letter scroll will be waiting for them with more instructions. So they're about there, and we'll see what other kinds of shenanigans Mendex and Eli go through or like deal with.
Yeah.
God, they're so funny.
They are.
Like, they're like reluctant friends. Like, they don't want to be friends, but like they both need to be there. Because they're not going to leave Callie alone with the other one. Like, this is impossible. I mean, obviously Eli did, but yeah. So I don't want to make any predictions. They're obviously going to be at the lake because that's where they need to be going. So
we haven't really gotten that far into the book to make any predictions.
Yeah, but
she does kind of seem to think that they're gonna get to the place once they get to the lake.
Yeah.
And I feel like 5 chapters in.
But already, like, so much has happened.
I know.
Like, the creature, the bed fight, the cave. Like, the creature, that was so funny. Like, I gotta pee. She's gonna watch me, please. Please, I can't be alone. He's like, yo, he has a foot fetish for, like, ogre feet. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. So, definitely watch it. We'll come back pretty soon with another video. And, yeah, I think that is it. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. That's it. Bye.